Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of KigerCraft. I'm KigerCraft, and today I'm going to be working on my storage area. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. All this down here was originally just temporary when we started building the castle. So today I'm going to be working on a little bit of redstone. I know everybody's like, oh no, but I promise it shouldn't be terribly hard. I should be able to handle this. It doesn't even require any repeaters. So, here's hoping. But, one of the things that I did want to talk about today was MMOs. Now, on the live stream, I asked everyone what their experiences were with MMOs like World of Warcraft. And a lot of people said that they were at least familiar with the game, having played it a little bit at some point. So I know that at least people are familiar with the game, if not really intimate with it. So The Elder Scrolls Online was sort of an interesting thing for me. I had heard that they were developing a Elder Scrolls game, and fresh off of the success of Skyrim, I was sort of interested because I've been playing Skyrim, and it seems pretty cool. So naturally, I was intrigued by this Elder Scrolls Online. Yay, it works. See, it wasn't so bad. Very nice. So, there was a video released the other day about the game, and it caught my eye because I am a old school WoW player. I played in the vanilla era, most heavily in the time right before Burning Crusade. So that is where I'm coming from as far as WoW is concerned. Prior to WoW, I played Final Fantasy XI, which some of you may be familiar with, and you're probably lolling right now. But I did play it, and this was back in a time when MMOs were like, yeah, we've got 250,000 subscribers, we're so awesome. And we're like, today that's like, lol, you're a failure at that point. Oops, I didn't want that there. So I'm not here to talk about MMOs in general. What your opinion of World of Warcraft is sort of irrelevant. Yay, Garen joined. What I'm here to talk about is what World of Warcraft meant to MMO players when it was first released. Now, a lot of people didn't play back then, so it's sort of hard for people to understand how revolutionary Warcraft was when it first came out. Blizzard pretty much went, and this is how I originally described World of Warcraft to people. Blizzard went and said, okay, here's what current MMOs are doing. Yay! And this is going to be completely different. This is not going to be Cobble. I'm going to pretty this up. But they said, okay, what are current MMOs doing? And what do people hate? And let's take all of those things and let's fix it. And that is what they did. When WoW first came out, it was a godsend because there were several things about MMOs that a lot of people didn't like. Difficulty level, things that were required to to progress in the game, end game content. You know, these were the sort of things that MMOs were doing poorly back in the day. Ooh, there we go. So, oh no, we want to get rid of that block and change it out for cobble. So Warcraft changed a lot of those things, and they had massive success. And you know, that's as they say, the rest is history. But what really struck me is that when I saw the video for The Elder Scrolls Online, I felt like I had seen this somewhere before, and it reminded me of, you know, the time before WoW came out. There are a lot of MMOs out there. You know, everybody knows that there are tons of MMOs. A lot of them are not successful. It's mostly because they try and innovate on one certain aspect of the MMO genre, and then, you know, claim that they're an amazing new game, which, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, you did one thing differently. With The Elder Scrolls Online, it sort of seems like Bethesda and ZeniMax are doing what Blizzard did back in the day. They're saying, okay, what are we seeing right now in the MMO market? What are people complaining about? And how can we make a better product to attract those people to our game? And that is something that has at least caught my attention. Now, I consider myself a post-MMO person. I will probably never play another MMO. It's not something that I'm interested in doing. But with all of that being said, if anybody is going to get me, yay, back into playing MMOs, it very well could be Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I'm going to talk about specific things about the game, so if you are familiar with the game and you want to sort of keep spoiler-freeness, you're probably going to want to stop listening. So I'll give you a moment, so you can have your moment, so you can turn it off. But here I go. Okay. All right. So there are a lot of things in The Elder Scrolls Online that caught my attention as something that really needed to be changed. Being an old school WoW player, I was also a pretty big complainer with how things were done back in the day. Oops. Crap. That's not what I wanted. From, you know, raids and things like that, to endgame content, to what some people may not even realize, but used to be an old problem with WoW, which was called pigeonholing, where certain classes were pigeonholed, that's what they called it, into certain roles or certain types of equipment. So one of the things that that Elder Scrolls Online is doing is they're doing real-time combat. This is something that several games have tried to change, and one of them, I say this with a very bitter heart, but was Terra Online. It was a game that I was really interested in that ended up disappointing me greatly. So I don't normally talk about it, but its main draw was its active combat features. So you had to actively attack. There was no lock on. It was, you know, you have an ability, you're using that ability, and you know, you're blocking actively. That's what the Elder Scrolls Online is doing. So it's very much like Skyrim. So if you've played Skyrim or Oblivion, you're going to recognize the game right away. Go. Let's go put these here. It's very similar in play style. The visual style is very similar to Skyrim. So these are things that players are going to recognize. This is looking really good. I'm enjoying this. All right, let's do this one, because this is actually going along pretty easily. So that is one thing. That was something that I was really excited about for Terra. I wanted something that wasn't just a lock-on, spam 1, spam 2 till, boss is, dead, and then, heal with 4 or whatever, the whole idea of a rotation for spells that's the best. So that was one thing that caught my attention, and the other thing was that they said that they wanted the game. Oops, I've broken into this underground thing here. They said that they wanted to have the game based on exploration, that there was going to be a large swath of content that is available for explorers. Now, I was not really an explorer, but I don't like small worlds. I like worlds that you can go out and explore that are big, that take time to traverse. This is one thing that Giren really likes. He loves being able to... yeah, I did. It's recording to a file. Giren loves to explore. That's his MMO player type. He was a big explorer in Warcraft, even when Warcraft wasn't really about exploration. Yay, this works. So that was one thing, and it turns out that quests are heavily based on exploration. You find new quests by exploring the world, which is very, very cool. So that was something, exactly. That was something that I noticed right away that sounded really different, is that it wasn't just, well, it's supposedly it's supposed to be like this, that it's not hub-based quest. I don't know if this is true or not. This game is still really, really new. I don't even think it's in alpha, or it's in like an early alpha. So this all could change. So, take it with a grain of salt, as I am. But I just thought that some of these things were interesting because of their resonance with some other popular MMOs like World of Warcraft from back in the day. Well, I'm going to have to close up that wall. Let's do it right now. Let's do a little bit of cobble here. There we go. And walls. Alright, so that's what they're talking about. Also, they have the entire lore of the Elder Scrolls to pull on. It's apparently 1,000 years in the past, or 1,000 years before Skyrim. Let me say it that way. So, there is a lot of stuff that they can pull from. The game, Elder Scrolls, has been going for 20 years. So there is a lot of content there. And that is one of the things about other MMOs that I've noticed, is that they try and create a world where, you had Warcraft, which was an RTS prior to being an MMO, but they had a rich lore. So you can't just... Oops, this is not supposed to be there. There we go. You can't just, create an engaging world. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. I knocked out the torch. And there. Okay, this is right. You can't just create an engaging world out of nothing. It's a really organic experience. And it's something that I think could be very successful in the Elder Scrolls Online, because they have that vast lore that they can draw on from the previous games. So that's a big thing. And then let's see here, character customization. This is a big thing for some people. I personally am not big into character customization. I will probably spend maybe 20 minutes configuring a character when I play an MMO, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that looks good, and then move on. Whereas some people, you know, they'll spend hours, you know, configuring their characters and things like that. So that's a big plus for some people. There are 9 races, a bunch of classes that you can choose from. So there's a lot of customization. Character growth was another thing that I really that really struck me. Is it's oops, I didn't. Oh my gosh, my mouse is getting stuck all over the place. It's not something that is going to be a linear leveling system like your World of Warcraft. Like, you know, each level you get X agility, X strength, you know, based on, you know, your class and whatever. It's, from what it sounds like, it's going to be a sort of system where you allocate points based on what you want your job to be. So if you want to be a tank, you're going to want to do, you know, lots of agility, or, you know, if you're a dodging tank, or, you know, maybe lots of strength, or, you know, whatever. You know, you can choose the way your character growth continues by distributing your points accordingly. So that makes things very interesting. But I fear that it's going to follow the WoW path, and everybody's going to be like, oh, well, you know, there's this one cookie cutter way to do it, and if you're not doing it, then, you know, you're a noob, sort of thing, which is probably going to happen. But, you know, that might just be the jaded gamer in me. Yeah, the min-maxers. Yeah, we all know who they are. But, you know, that is a different issue. But, you know, definitely at least an interesting idea. Whether it works out is, you know, completely, you know, up in the air right now. And then let's see here. Oh, they said that they're going to have one massive server. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It seems like they have some sort of technology, this magical balancing technology that's going to put you with the people in your guild, with the people in your friends list, in a sort of advanced automatic channel system. If you've played Korean MMOs, you know about channels. You select your channel and you go there. It's on the same server technically, but depending on who's in the channel is going to change who you see. So it seems like they're doing that, but just sort of an automatic style. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Yeah, a lot of people will know it from MapleStory. That's what the game that I was trying to think of. Because I was like, oh, there's a popular game that probably everybody's played, or at least knows of. But that's how MapleStory worked, for those of you who are familiar with that game. And then, so we'll see how that rolls out. At least an interesting idea. So let's see what else we got here. I've got 2 pages of stuff on here of interesting things that I wanted to point out and talk about. So I'm gonna try not to take this too long. But you know, public and heroic dungeons. You know, we've all had the problem with finding people for a group. You know, back in the later days of WoW. In the early days, it was never a problem, but in the later days, you had, you know, everybody was max level. You know, you didn't have any room to, you know, there was nobody there to go with you to that level 20 dungeon, you know, because everybody was level 60, 70, or 80, whatever. So that's interesting. And let's see here, what else? Oh, they've addressed the issue with reward systems. So for those of you who raided or did any dungeon really, you know the loot system, round robin, need or greed. You know, that's how WoW addressed the looting system. There was a limited number of drops. 1, 2. Can I expand can I expand this out one more? I sort of wanted it to be 3. I was going to expand the other ones out. Can I do that? Because I wanted it to be 3, so that way I can't. 1. Oh, yeah. See, this is what I was worried about. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and plug this up. So I'm just gonna have to reorient the chest in a different way. That's okay. A little bit of a setback. All right. So let's go ahead and put this on. So in the Elder Scrolls Online, everyone is going to be able to get their own loot. When you complete a dungeon or something like that, everybody gets their own reward. Whether or not it's what you want, you know, at least now we won't have everyone fighting over, you know, certain drops that don't drop all that often, which is a big problem in a raiding environment. Let's see here. Do I have any bricks? I need bricks. Yeah, exactly. You know, we were doing raids. Yeah, people got passed over because of you know when items would drop and things like that. So it's a very toxic environment because there's only so many things. Raids are extremely limited. You know, you can't do them like in 5 or 10 minutes, you know, over and over and over again. It just doesn't work. So that's sort of a thing that they've addressed. So each person gets their own rewards at the end. So that is, and see that is the sort of stuff that I'm talking about. Gosh, I don't have any smooth stone at all. I don't want to use those. See, and this is why I want to redo the storage, because I don't have anything, because I don't have any place to store all this stuff. So I'm gonna make some bricks, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got some stone bricks, and we are ready to roll with this. Uh-oh. So let's go ahead and break this. Oh no. Alright, that's fine. But yeah, so what I was talking about was the reworked loot, which is very important, especially for those of us who play in the endgame environment. So effectively what that does is eliminates the need for DKP, or Dragon Kill Points, for those of you who aren't familiar with them. It is really sort of the bane of the endgame player, that those DKP points. So I would very much like to see them go away. So if in the future a company can come up with a way of getting rid of the need for that sort of system, then I say that all MMOs will be better for it. Because they suck. It's no bueno. So hopefully Bethesda's onto something here, and will sort of come up with a system that works and will be able to work for more than just their game. So we'll have to see about that, but you know, I'm not holding my breath. All right, so let's see. There's a lot of other stuff on here. One of the interesting things is that apparently you can use whatever armor and weapons you want. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't see how this works, but apparently it does. So you can go ahead, and if you're like a caster and you want to wear like plate armor, you can do that, I guess. If you want to be like a sneaky healer, you can do that. If you want to be a tanking archer, you can do that too. Okay. I mean, just that alone is like, okay, that sounds awesome. I get to use whatever armor I want for whatever class, you know, regardless of you know, what class I am. Okay, sure. I know, ignore it. Ignore my bad English. You know, so it's interesting. It's definitely piqued my interest. Well, I'm not saying it's piqued my interest. I'm saying it has my attention. That's a better way of putting it. So, and then let's see what else is there. I already talked about that. Quest based on exploration. Yeah, players can actually affect the world, which is not something you see a lot of MMOs do. Usually if there's like a invasion of, you know, werewolves or something like that, you go back there, you know, and the invasion is always going on. There's never not, you know, there's never, you know, werewolves not invading this place. It's sort of one of those MMO cliches, but you know, they've apparently addressed it. You can go to cities that are having problems, and you can fix their problems, and their problems stay fixed. And this is the most interesting part: the NPCs will remember you. I don't know how they're going to do this, but it certainly sounds cool. Would alleviate a lot of the immersion busting things that are in a lot of MMOs today, which is a real issue. Ooh, it's dark. You know, because you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm in a game. I'm playing a game. You know, immersion is incredibly important. And when, you know, an MMO is just so easily able to break that immersion, you sort of need to address that issue, and they apparently seem to be doing that. So, points for them. And then let's see here, what else is there? Oh, the end game, raids and PvP. It's interesting. PvP. A lot of people play games, and you know, you're sort of broken down into a group. Either you're a PvPer or you're a raider, or a PvEer rather. So these sort of difference of opinions exist, and one of the things that I never really got into PvP is one of the reasons I never really got into PvP was because there's always those people who do nothing but PvP, so they're not better at it. They have the PvP gear, and they know how PvP works in order to sort of exploit the system, I guess you could say. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it really turns off regular players who want a PvP, and also it's not a low-level thing. You can't just like roll up in there as a level, you know, 10 and expect a PvP. It's not going to happen. Well, apparently, Bethesda is doing a thing where your PvP areas dynamically scale. So if you walk in there as a level 10, you're not going to get instantly owned. We know when a level, you know, 50 walks up in your face and wham, you know, you're dead, one shot. Okay, let's go ahead and work on replacing these walls. It's actually going to be competitive. They're also rolling out sieges. So areas are going to be dynamically captured. There's going to be siege weapons. So there are 3 factions that are trying to control the Imperial City of Cyrodiil. I think that's what it was. And through PvP, you gain political power, and you can put one of your faction on the Imperial throne. Very interesting. I know a couple other games that have tried to do similar things like that. So it seems like they're really drawing from a very, very large pool of MMO games that have come out within, you know, the last few years that have had some great ideas but just never delivered, I guess I would say. So interesting, definitely interesting, and it would something that would actually get me to at least try PvP. So let's see, this is turn off the sound for that stupid rain. So you know, it's I keep seeing this sort of habit that they've got to take ideas from other things and try and do them in a way that doesn't suck, which sometimes people might criticize, but in this case I think it actually is a very good thing. I think we'll all benefit from it. And then let's see what else has got here. I think that's pretty much it. You know, for other high level people, they are going to have what they're calling adventure zones, where you can go as max level and adventure in these places solo, with friends, or with a large party. So that's definitely interesting. You know, there's obviously going to be like raids and you know, all that sort of content. So you know, there's going to be the normal stuff there, but you know, that people expect. But it's going to be really different. So it should be fairly exciting to see if they can actually pull this off. And if they can, this may be a game changer. I'm not going to call anything a WoW killer, because that is just that's just dumb. I don't like saying that, but it could have. Jeez, this lightning. It could actually do very well in a oversaturated, very generic MMO market. That is about all I'm going to say about that. So, you know, I will definitely be keeping my eye on this. It certainly has at least piqued my very jaded interest in MMO games. Oh, look at it. It's pumpkins. Oh, actually, do you have any jack-o'-lanterns on you? Oh, okay. Alright, I'll have to get some later. But, you know, we're just... I think I like either the pumpkin with the birch or the jungle wood. I think I like the lighter ones. So, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and clean this place up a little bit. As far as this goes, this project, it actually turned out really well. I've got ideas for what I'm gonna do to sort of differentiate them. And I'm gonna work on cleaning this up a little bit, but I want to work on labeling these. Because one of the things that I was worried about with this project was, you know, how am I gonna know what's where? Because that's the problem that I'm having here currently. I mean, like, if I wanted to find redstone, where the heck would I look? I know that I will probably find redstone in this area. And that's just not working for me. So I wanted something a little more exciting. Something a little bit more easy to see. So I think I'm going to use this, this jungle wood here. So this here is going to be the woods section, okay? And over here, I'm going to use 2 blocks of iron. This is going to be the ores section, okay? So if I know I want something wood, I know where to find it. If I want something metal, I know I can find it in here. And then, you know, I've got some other things. Ooh. What we got here? So I see colors. I think I like this one with the brown and this one with the teal. I think this blue, I like the blue, but it's a little too dark, it seems. Alright, oops, I'm starving to death. Gotta watch that. Alright, so let's see here. What else we got? Stone. I was trying to think of what would, you know, what would represent stone. It's sort of hard to say. Maybe end stone. It's unique. It'll stand out. So that way I know I can go in here and I can find, you know, cobblestone and all that sort of different stuff. And then let's see what else we got in here. Redstone. I'm probably going to need redstone ore, which I don't have right now. So redstone will probably go here. So for now, let me go ahead and put something there. I just saw torches. Ah, there they are. See, for now, I think I'm gonna do like that. 2 redstone torches. Actually, you know what? I may just leave it like that. I actually kind of like that. Still like the brown. I'm debating between the yellow and the teal. The yellow seems to be a little too bright, so I think I'm leaning towards the teal. And then the last, oh no, I've got 2 more. This one is going to need to have a thing to represent weapons and tools, and then this one here is going to need something else for food. So these ones will probably have the signs, and that's how I'll differentiate those, because it's really hard to represent those with a block. So I'll probably put like a piece of armor up here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got some old tools down here that I could use. Let me see. I don't know. I got a crappy. So let's go weapons and let's see here. I think, yeah, let's go armor and tools. Okay, so let's find some wood. Oh, I've got some wood on me. Make a whole bunch of sticks. And I know I saw leather around here somewhere. Bingo, got it. So we'll just make some of these holders, and this will be a good representation of what we got going on. Ooh, so many colors. I think I like this wood with the green rather than the brown, but I can't decide. This one I like more with the red. Alright, so let's go ahead and put tools. There we go. And armor. I knew I had a... Oh, geez. Get out of here. Oh, he was damaged from the rain. Alright, and the last one is food. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 more of these things. And we're going to go ahead and put in some bread. And I'm not really sure what else. If I have something that will represent food. Not zombie flesh. That would be terrible. Nobody's gonna keep zombie flesh. Wish I had a thing of beef. But I don't think I have any here. Oh. Use this golden apple. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's see. I'm still liking the red and the green. So same thing over and over again. So, that's going to be pretty much it for this episode. All that's really left up in here is cleanup duty, which I will have to do sometime here soon. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. The redstone wasn't all that hard. And I've got... Oops, left some iron in here. And I've got a bunch of new places to store a bunch of new stuff. Now I just gotta get stuff to fill it. So, that's gonna be it for this episode. So, thank you everybody who stopped by the stream on Sunday. We had a blast. And thank you everybody for watching this video and enjoying it. So, we will see you next time. Take care.